Okay, well, welcome to, I guess, my bot maintenance stream. So, today, I'll be swapping out the battery system here. I'm going with swapping out this really old battery from, I don't know, it's a couple years old. It's not performing that great, and I'll be swapping it out with a newer battery with a much better connector on it. So that'll be pretty fun to do, and then also let's see, yeah, I'll be upgrading this ESC here. What's currently in here is a 20 amp, I believe, a 20 amp Bielhelli ESC, but I'll be upgrading it to a Bielhelli 32. Oh, because I've been using that for a while and it's really nice. So, let's see, to get started with this, it's gonna be, honestly don't really have much of a plan, but I have an idea maybe to how I'm gonna start with this, so hopefully it'll go well. Okay, let's see. So I think what I'm gonna first do is see if I get this power switch out. And hope I could unsolder some of these connectors because I need to replace this JST connector with a XT30. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's start my soldering iron. Oops. Gotta change the temperature on it. Okay, well that's heating up. Let me go get a tool to see if we can pull this out. Also, I hope you guys like the animations I did. That's something I want to try out. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull the screw out a bit so I could bite down on something with this pliers here, and so we can pull this out. Well, I should also give like an introduction to this bot because I've never really made a video on it or anything. Haven't really introduced it that much. So, this is Angry Paper Shredder. It's a 1 pound full combat robot, and of course, I have my ant weights, but they're more like things I'm gonna test out, see how they are. They're not really competitive, so this is like my very first competitive robot. It's a undercutter, as you can see here. It's using a completely different manufacturing process compared to my usual 3D printer robots. So I CNC'd the hub motor and stuff myself. This whole frame is a unibody like cut from UHMW, so that should be pretty durable. And I was gonna CNC the side guards or the wheel guards from UHMW as well, but I decided to just go with TPU for now, see how that works. So as you can see, it's pretty stretchy. Should be impact resistant, but we'll see when I finally get to fight with this thing. Currently, for the hub, I'm using the plastic 3D printed one that somehow works really well because I do have the CNC aluminum hub here, but there's a bit of a wobble in it, so I gotta take a look at that. So that'll be pretty interesting to figure out how to fix. But yeah, that's the general introduction to this bot. So yeah. Okay, so since this is heated up, let's see if we could pull out this connector. Actually, some of those little helping hand things. Just hold down the switch. Okay. That's kind of difficult. Maybe you get some more solder on it. Okay, so it's starting to melt, and there we go. That's part of the connector done. I'm going to leave this wire on here. It's the charge port wire, which allows me to charge the batteries without opening up the whole robot, which saves me so much time. So I'll be leaving that in there. Okay, so I next need to get the negative lead out of here, and that is directly soldered to the weapon ESC, which is this thing here. I don't know if anyone can see that, but it's a thing over there. I'm kind of in a weird angle, plus I don't have much slack for my soldering iron. So if we get this out. It's taking a while to heat up. Okay, there we go. That's the old connector. I'm gonna save it for later. Maybe I'll use it in a future bot. I don't know. Probably something not that current intensive. Okay, and next up I still need to remove another negative wire because I kind of like stacked two wires on top of it. So the initial power input goes into the ESCs or it goes into the weapon ESC, and then it spreads out into the drive ESCs. So I still need to unsolder that stuff. Maybe you can get a zoom out in here. Maybe that's a bit better. Okay, that was a lot quicker. So that's the negative side. Let's get the positive side, which is all buried in here. This wire right here. Okay. Let's free this. One wire, need to get one more. Okay, the EC should be free aside from the double-sided tape I have sticking it on there, but that's actually I need to also unsolder the weapon motor stuff, or weapon motor wire, but I'll do that when it's out. This gives me more space to work on this. Oh, here's the absurdly long servo connector I have on there, but the one already has its own, so won't be transferring that over. Okay, let's get that on there. Shall I peel off this double-sided tape? It's kind of got melted from the heat of this motor, I mean the ESC. I gotta wait for it to heat up again. Okay, let's remove these wires. And there we go, that is the old ESC out. Oh no, it's all melted to the... Yeah. Guess I didn't take off all the double-sided tape. Yeah, let's power this off, so move this battery away from the soldering iron. Okay. So I guess in comparison, of course, you got the 20 ampere compared to the 35 amp. Yeah, it's 35. I have to look at the label again. It also has some sort of heat sink on there, which is pretty nice for heat dissipation, so it shouldn't overheat. Let's see. Well, I guess another thing beside that, all of that is This is BL Third 2 versus BL S. And Third 2 has much more better reverse control because I am running this ESC in bidirectional mode, so it'll turn clockwise and counterclockwise, so I could change the direction of the weapon here. Though that is one thing I haven't done yet. I need to program this ESC to be bidirectional, because right now all I did before the stream was I plugged this into the receiver here and I calibrated the throttle just so it knows what's maximum minimum throttle, so that's done, but I still need to connect this to the computer and program it. But hopefully it should be pretty simple. So actually maybe I should try doing that right now. So let's move this back and zoom out a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to use to connect this to the computer is my little container here of stuff. And I'll be pulling out a drone flight controller, or no, it could be used for other stuff, but it's not. Oh, you're interested in the drive gearboxes. So, yeah, these are kind of unusual shade because these are like your usual beat weight. I think they're the total diameter of the drive or the gearboxes are 22 millimeters, and I stuck this on a CNC and I squared it off to I think 60 millimeters squared. So there's that, and then I also cut my own carbon fiber adapter plates so I could screw on the brushless brushless outrunner motors onto it. And then I went through the tedious process of salvaging the pinion alongside with the motor shaft. So that's one of the most tedious things to do, salvaging the pinion and motor shaft from the motor without damaging it, and then swapping it out with the motor shaft inside of this thing, of the outrunner. And so that's how the drive works on this thing. Also, shaving on the motor boxes, or the gearboxes, did save a little bit of weight, so that's also one positive. But yeah. So let's go back to flashing this stuff. Okay, so I am going to go and connect this up. Just gotta make sure I'm using the right servo port here. Okay, there's that, and I'm gonna hold these down with helping hands. And angle the wires down here because I'll do something with that later. Okay, let's get a USB and plug it in. They're similar to the Surface City Planetaries, but these are some eBay cheap gearboxes. I think I got them for like $5 each, or a bit over $5 each. Pretty cheap. But they do look used. They look very well used. Like, I don't know where they salvage them from, but they work still. So as long as the gearboxes work, I'll buy them. And they, as long as because see, I don't use the brush motors on them. So yeah, as long as the gearbox works, I'll use them. Okay, we are now plugged in. Let me go get the see the BL Heli flashing site working. Let's see, I just gotta find it. I have it somewhere on my computer. Okay, got it open. So what I'm gonna do is, now to power it on, I'm just gonna use a 9-volt battery. That's all. As long as I get the polarity right, should work. Because this is I think 2S to 5S, so should work perfectly fine. So I'm just gonna put the leads like this. Also why it's in the angle. Also, good thing the light tells me it's on. So it's working. So let me switch up to... Oh no. Now I just disconnect the electronics and all that. Power this off. And unplug this. And there we go, we have a flash ESC that should hopefully run in forward and reverse. If not, I'll always plug it back in and change it. Put this back. Okay, now we gotta wire this all back. Okay, so I'm gonna go wire the, let's see, I'm gonna remove this positive wire and solder on this positive wire coming from the switch. So that should turn on the ESC when I turn on the switch. And yeah, let's just do that. So let's heat this up. Also, I did conformal coat this. If I get a UV light, let me find one. Ah, there it is. So I did conformal coat this thing, so it's technically waterproof now, but it also protects it from any shorts from I don't know, any metal debris, which is nice. So if I hold a UV light to it, it should glow, which shows where all the conformal coating is. I did try my best not to put it on the heatsink, so it doesn't obstruct any of the heat dissipation, but that is all nicely coated. Okay, Okay, we are heated up with the soldering iron. Let's get this up. Maybe this needs more solder. It's taking pretty long to heat up. Oh, it's going. Okay. Sweet, that's off. Now I need to attach that. Still gotta figure out how I'm gonna have to angle this this holding thing in place. Let's have it on this side. That should reach. And I'm holding this thing so weirdly. There. Now that is on there. Okay, next step I have to get this other wire. Where is it? Gotta get these two wires on there. These are for the powering the drivetrain. Though it's not that efficient to stack wires like this, like current wise. It's just going to the drive, which doesn't take up that much juice compared to the weapon ESC. That's why I have the main power going on initially first. Let me tin this wire a bit more. Need some more solder on it. Let's zoom in. Okay, now that it has more solder on it, I'm going to go and just attach it. If I can grab it right. Let's move this closer. Okay. Just watching till all the solder starts to melt, and that means we have a good solder. But not enough to pull off the other lead I had on there. It's on there. Actually, I think it's pretty good. Okay, now we got the positive wire. A little difficult trying to find a good angle to hold this on with. The pliers are so much more helpful instead of holding this with your hands. Yeah, it's a good one. So that's on. Let's see. Oops. Oh yeah, I should also unsolder the smaller motor mount or smaller motor wires off, because I'll be soldering on the bigger stuff. Okay, oh yeah, I have one more negative wire to solder on. That is the ground for the charging port. Oh, this is getting all messy now. Shoot. We can pull it out. Okay, there it is. You could do something like that. Just thread it through all these wires. And just kind of tack it on there. I'll just be charging so I don't need that much of a contact. Yeah, I think that's alright. Doesn't look like a cold solder joint, so that's pretty good. Okay, next up is to solder all these wires on. And that connects all the way to the hub motor. Just make sure I have these wires routing properly. Okay, I got a good idea how this is all gonna connect. Start with this one. I should clean the soldering end of this thing. Okay, let's get this soldered down. That looks pretty good. Okay, that's the second one, and one last more thing to solder. Well, for this motor. Okay. Now that is all hooked up, we have to hook up one more thing, and that is the power, or the XT30 connector. Just make sure I can just shove that in there somewhere. Yeah, it'll work. I have to bend these wires back a bit, but it'll go in there. Just need to get some double-sided tape on there. Okay, with that down, let's put this back. Oh wait, Not yet. I'll put it in partially. Yeah, I'll use it to hold down the switch while I solder the connectors back on. And here's the connector. Okay, so I'm just gonna tin the connector. Oh, sure. When I have this fired up, I could definitely show how it drives. So I'm just filling these connectors with solder. I'm also gonna have to get some heat shrink tubing. Let me go grab that. Let's see, I should have it somewhere. Uh-huh. Shrink tubing. Okay, what's a good size for this wire? Seems pretty good. Let's see if I'll fit it over that. Yep. Okay. I'll grab one more tool. Need something to shrink the tubing and cut it. Seem to have misplaced my snips. Okay, this is gonna be ridiculous. I'm just gonna use these to kind of. Also got a barbecue lighter here, so I could shrink the tubing with heat. Okay, now let's solder this on. Make sure I got the polarity right. I'm also reusing the wire from the ESC. Preheat that and then shove the wire in there. I also melt it alongside. Oh, I probably should have used pliers for this, or tweezers. Wire's pretty toasty. Here, it's on there. Let's turn that off for now. And get a small piece of this heat shrink. That seems like a good size. Yeah, they're really nice, the XC30s, for if you have some sort of weapon that has such a high current draw. Because I think just, I actually never really measured the current draw on this thing, but I have a feeling that spinning this up is going to take a lot of amps. Because I know I tried spinning up with the old battery and it struggled a bit, so probably a sign that this is very power hungry, just to get it spin up. Okay, I'm just gonna hit it with the lighter. It's almost there. Yeah. Let's see. I should tack this down with double-sided tape into the frame. I'm gonna use this weird gel-like double-sided tape. I wouldn't recommend it. I like thin tape instead, because this takes up so much space inside your robot. But that's all I have right now. Oh yeah, I'll be honest. I've never I don't know how many years I've been using the drone ESCs. I've never blown one. I've never killed one from combat. I think I've been using them for over 3 years, and they all still work fine. I've never had to replace an ESC. Just such a nice thing. Yeah, this will work. It's pretty big, which means that ESCs are not going to go anywhere. Nice, stick this to the back of it. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, I gotta find a place to squish it down into. You know what, that seems pretty good. Right there, right next to the other ESC. Just gotta make sure I'm not gonna touch the other ESC though. Okay, that seems good. So actually, let me trim off a bit of this double side tape. Oh, yeah. If you think these, you should see. Okay, so let me show you the ESCs I'm using for my 3-pound that I'm working on. Okay, so here are the ESCs for the 3-pound. I don't know if you can see that, but those are metal MOSFETs, and I doubt these things are gonna burn up. So I'm pretty confident in these, but we'll have to see when I do testing on it. Okay. Let's see, I was gonna trim this off, huh? Gosh, these are so overkill for what I'm trying to do. I should probably look for scissors. Oh, okay, found scissors. Okay. Let's snip some of this off. I don't need that much. Then I even plan to put a heatsink on those ESCs. See, do I have these heatsinks somewhere out here? Let's see. Maybe in there. Oh, yes, they are. Yeah, I got like this heatsink here. Oh, let me just stick it on there. As long as it's on, as long as it's touching the MOSFET, I'll be fine. Something like that. If they heat up that much, but we'll see. Okay, let's stick this down. Just gotta make sure the wires aren't in the way, because I don't want that to get trapped. think I should just pop it in there. Let me turn it here so I can see I'm not gonna hit anything. Because that would be bad if we have a short. Oh, yeah. That's what they have to, I could honestly just probe for that. Yeah, that's in there. Just visibly inspect. I'm not shorting anything. I think we're good. Even if I am, I'm going to conformal coat these again, so the leads are protected. Okay. What is in there? Just make sure that should be fine. We got our negative lead here. And I got the positive on this other side. Let me unsolder this small little positive wire on the switch. I have to wait for this thing to heat up. Let me adjust some things. Chat's a bit. There we go. Yeah, the reason this whole thing is all milled, maybe if this thing does good, I'll turn it into a kit. That's why a lot of the stuff is manufactured. But we'll see. At Greenland. So I have a hobby CNC machine, and that's what I used to mill this whole thing out. Even CNC cut this whole hub thing, and that took so many tries to get right, because you don't have like an official real way of probing things and all that. But I was kind of able to do it. It works, which I'm really surprised about. But yeah. Yeah, that's in there. Sweet. Oh, that's next is connecting this up, but I just gotta make sure I get the wire length right. And to do that, I'm going to put the battery in there and just see where the XT30 connector ends up, and I'll just match to the length of that. Just get these wires somewhere else, or these antenna wires. Put them in this little pocket here. Okay, where is the battery? Oh, here it is. Let's see, what direction should I have this in, like that? I gotta kind of have to bend this wire down as well. Man, things are so cramped in this. This is gonna be difficult. You know what, I think that'll work. Yep. Okay, so I guess the connector will lead somewhere in this area. Now I'm gonna go and match the length of that, kind of, put it like up to there or something like that. I think that'll work fine. I look for my... Oh, there it is. Something to cut the wires. Okay, let me just match the length. Get it more slack, and then cut it off. And that's our negative lead. Next up, I gotta do the same. Picture this was connected, and match the length of here all the way to the switch, but give it a little bit of slack. I think that would work. There we go. Okay. Now I get to use my my favorite tools. The good old wire stripper. Yeah. So let me get this wire off here. Get a decent length to put on that fingertech switch. Perfect. Also twist the end of this. Now get ready to tin that. Next up is this connector here, or this wire here. This one will be a bit difficult. Oh no. You know what? I'll do it by hand. That's the nice thing about silicone wire. You should be able to just take off the silicone with your fingers. I might need a bit more than that. There we go. And I also cut off another piece of heat shrink. Or I stick the solder iron in here. Let me get the battery out. You could just... Okay, there it is. Okay, let me preheat the soldering iron. Yep. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna need to get more solder. Let me go grab that. Got my big roll of solder here. Let's grab another strand of it. Yeah, I'm almost done though. But maybe I'll give a little demo. Yeah, let's see, the soldering iron is nice and hot. So I'm gonna go tin these wires here. Fill them up with solder. So I could connect the new battery connector on. It looks pretty good. Let's get the wire of this thing tinned. No, it's not covered in solder yet. There you go. It's nice and shiny. Okay, I'm gonna have to be quick with this one because I have to slip a heat shrink tube around here so I could heat shrink the the exposed connector so nothing shorts, but heat up the wire so it melts the solder. Okay, this is gonna be difficult. I think I have an idea. Let's pull out one of these helping hands. Need to clamp this at a different angle. Just kind of moving around. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna angle this. It looks okay. That worked. Oh, you can also just watch the the VOD of this stream. Okay, so I have a plan. So I'm gonna go heat up this first and drag this in like that, and that should hopefully minimize the amount of heat spreading into this wire, which would prematurely shrink this tube and prevent me from covering that up. Not to do, but let's try it out. I need a better angle on this. Yep, okay. Here we go. How that melted easily. Sweet. That was pretty quick. It's on there. I'll wait for it to cool down before I slip the heat shrink tubing over it. Okay. Now that's done. Let's see if I could swing this around like that. Do something like this. And solder on there. So I got some debris from the when I cut this whole frame out. I gotta pull that off. I don't want to melt that. I think I'll do something like that. See, make sure the solder is hot. Yep. I'm gonna have to do something beefier to grab this wire. There we go. Seems to be nice and melted. Okay, that's on. I just got one last wire to solder on. And that is the charge port. So something really quickly. tack that on there. Ooh, that looks like a terrible solder joint. That also looks like a terrible solder joint. Heat it up a bit more. That looks better. Yeah. Once this side's cooled down, let me just step this heat shrink over it and shrink it. Oops, it's longer than the other one. Oh well. Let me use a barbecue lighter again. Yeah. So there we go, that seems to be it. Actually no, I gotta connect this up. Let me just do that. Let's type this ESC wire somewhere. I don't know, something like that. Just shove it in there. Yeah, the top plate will hold it in. Before I plug it in, let's remove the blade. Not blade, but the bar. So I'm just gonna flip it over, and now you can see how everything connects. Or the single tooth bar. So it's held in with 3 M4 screws. Just gotta remove that. I'm currently using really short ones because I don't have the proper length ones yet. Still waiting for them to come in. Okay. No, it should easily just pop off like that. That's always so easily it comes off. Also got this small little washer here that I've 3D printed. Tiny thing. Just prevents the bearing from backing out a bit. But that should be good. Yep, I do have other blades. I could try. Let me go grab them. Just gotta go look for them. I have them in like. Each robot has their own storage box. Oh, I found it. I was got other junk in it too, actually. You can zoom out a bit. Oh yeah, this hub motor system I didn't design myself. I've gone through so many revisions. Okay, so here's the another one of the discs. I guess I'd use these for against wedges, just so they don't slow me down too much. Let's see. Oh, I have the first version of the hub. It was very terrible. It didn't work at all. Made this on myself. Maybe that's also why. But I came up with a design that works. Then I have this really heavy hitting steel bar. I don't know. I have a feeling if I did use this, it would be a bit heavy for the motor, but we'll see. Yeah, I have other configurations in mind too for this thing, so yeah, let's back up for now. Thank you, Ryan. Okay, now with the bar removed, get flip it back over and let's plug it in. See if, just hope we don't get any magic smoke. Maybe I should actually just probe through any shores. Let me find a multimeter. It's better than having your bot go up in smokes. Okay, let's get my cheap multimeter out. Plus in continuity. So if there's a short, it should be. Let's see. Oh no, the battery's low on my multimeter. Wait a sec. Oh, we got beeping. Sweet. Okay, let's just test that. Power it on, the switch, and then just probe around here. Make sure we don't have any dead shorts. Nothing. Sweet. Okay, we're good. It's always good to check that before you power on your robot after wiring it all up. So that means we were go just to plug it in and turn it on. Oh, let me turn it off first actually. Okay. That is all in there. Nice, the wire's just crushed perfectly in there. Okay. It's just in case, put some safety glasses on. Just gonna turn on my controller, have it right here. Let's get some of these tools out of the way. So I have also a driving spot, or driving space. Got nice little containers here to dump all my silicone wire in. Container for wired connectors. Okay, let's first center the throttle because I drive tank drive. Hard is on. Remove that. Okay. Let's power it on and hope there's no magic smoke. Let's double check, got the polarity right, yep. Okay, here we go. Hey, sweet. No. If you want a low speed... Oh, I guess that's... Yeah, that's a low speed demo if you want. I know someone requested that. I do have other gearboxes that are much more higher gear ratio, so it would go even more slower. Okay, let's test the motor. So you gotta switch it into manual, which is this down, center this. Sweet. And I see the motor moving a bit. See if you can see that if I zoom in. Oh, this is so bright. Wait a second. Let's restart that. I don't know, randomly that turns white Oh, it was fun. I was driving this in a 12-pound arena. I was just zipping all over the place because I brought it to an event just so I could see how it drives. It was fun. Fortunately, I didn't record it, but it's good to know how your bot drives in an arena. I'm using a 3S. Okay, I don't know if anyone could see that in here. So if I turn it on, motor's spinning in there. Maybe if I flip it over. I guess I just gotta make sure nothing falls off. Look at that. Spinning. And because we set it in bidirectional, we go in clockwise, counterclockwise. So yeah, there we go. I can even drive around. Let me just back this out a bit. Yep. There's our upgrade. There's one thing I'm concerned about though. I hope the battery fits when I put the cover on. Oh boy. I should test that. So let's power this off. Now let's figure this out. We could even test the weapon too, actually, if this fits. Or if the top plate fits. I hope it does. It does in the CAD. We'll see. So, because I do have my little portable arena, and I could just drag it on this thing. I don't know about a carbon fiber cover flexing that much. We'll see. Just gotta reroute these wires. Yeah, time for some wire management. Let's do that. Grab another battery. Because I want to see if it's thinner on one side without pulling that other battery out. Did get two. Okay, let's see. Actually, I think it's better if I had it this direction. It is taller though. Let's figure this out. It's about orientation I had it in for the CAD. Because I didn't make this cutout. Let's see. Will it fit like that? Okay. That's even better. So the stick out is pretty Oh, we also have the wires going under the battery. That's also an issue. Let me find the tool for that. Oh, the beetle. So that's yeah, that's the new beetle I'm working on. It's taking a long time because of how much how many new things I'm trying in that design. So that's gonna be something. I could show it later. What the progress is on it. But yeah. Make sure I got some slack on this thing. Pushing the wires out of the way so I could fully seat this in there. Let's unplug this for now. Oh yeah, our XC30 connectors are so much easier to pull out. compared to the JSTs. Maybe. I've never actually gone to an out-of-state competition, but we'll see. But Norwalk seems really fun. Also, that's what tempted me to try out a beetle, because the reason I never really built a beetle is because initially for the first, I think, 2 years, my local events, they only did 150-gram robots and 1 pound animates. So yeah, it never really tempted me to build a beetle at that time. So, but fortunately, more recently, events are starting to support that. So that's why I'm starting to build one. I don't like how the ESC is so close to something. Let's plug it in. Okay, let me dump all these screws out. Hey, top plate. Wait a second. Yeah, it'll be fun to meet everyone else in the hobby from, you know, all over the place, or instead of me, which is in the West Coast. Make sure it's all pulled down. Just last minute checks. I'm gonna short anything somehow, but I doubt it. Wow, that is perfect. Look at that fit. Wow. Fits perfect. Look at that battery kind of sticks out, but that's why I have that cutout there. It's also satisfying when everything comes together really nicely. I'm gonna get my drill because I don't want to screw all those screws in like that. Or by hand. Oh, I really hope the mic doesn't pick up the drill that much. Please just bear with me here. I want to get this done quickly. I'll do it partially and then I'll screw it in by hand. Let's go past. It's a bit of a couple screws left. Now for the battery cover. Even though I can't really pull out the battery. Even from this position, oh well. This is there for just in case it catches fire and it vents out. Get the screws initially in there. Why is the screw going in kind of weird? I hope the driller goes through it. Okay, I put those on loosely, so let me grab a screwdriver to just tighten all those up. Okay. Oh, this is too small. There you go. Yeah, it's very, it's kind of sleek looking. Kind of why I haven't put the angry eyes on it yet. Kind of like the sleek look at it. Because, so this is the I guess the bigger brother of my 150 gram undercutter. And that originally had eyes on it that were angry, so that's why it's called an angry paper shredder. Or this one's called angry paper shredder, and I have angry paper weight. Actually, I have it right here. This tiny thing. It had angry eyes, but I don't know. I'll see if I could, or we'll see if I put decals on this thing again. But it was, yeah. Okay, let's sign down. So should be able to turn it on and drive it around. Let me let's clear this desk up again. Should probably move this out. Yeah, those go directly in the plastic. These are self-tapping screws, I believe that's what they're called. So they're really in there. So, them getting sheared is pretty low. I think by the time you put that much force on the plate, you would crack the plate instead. Okay, let's clear out here a bit more. Do some test driving. It seems to be clear enough, so let's go and power this on. Let me just get my alright, let me turn off the soldering iron here. Have it on, even though it turns off by itself, but turn off the power supply. Okay, where is my controller? Oh. Yeah, also this away, don't need these helping hands anymore. And I just knocked down some of the things with it. Okay. That is on. You see the screws like break. So I mean like the head of the screw like would snap off instead of the whole screw shearing out. I guess I'll find out. I do put it through combat. Okay, let's turn it on. There we go. Look at that. It is on. Whoever's in the this side is binding up a bit. I think there's some debris stuck in the, or I didn't mill out enough debris from the frame, so it's kind of touching the motor a bit. But it still drives. But yeah, that side's binding up a bit. I gotta fix that later on. But other than that, we got the new power system in there, or new battery and all that. And actually, we could do a weapon test. I just gotta bring the little arena in here. Or not arena, a little test box. Oh, let's do that. Oh, okay. So the way this all goes together, got this little tiny washer in there. Yes, I'm gonna start spinning this up also with the see, how's this thing? Make sure that's right. Got a really tiny washer in there. Okay. And this just keys into that, and I screw these back down. Oh, this actually fits in there. This is a, these are metric screws. Guess I know I could use this instead of finding my screwdriver. I'll just use a screwdriver, it's faster. Yeah, look at that, it's on there. Okay, now I gotta make a bit more space if I'm gonna put the small test box on the table. So let me go do that. Okay, now I gotta move this so I have space. Ooh, okay, there is the test box. Zoom out on this. I think that's good. So this is a pretty cheap test box. I think I spent like 25 bucks on it. Using a sheet of Lexan or polycarbonate. This is made from particle board. I just cut it up and screwed it all together. Well, let's get that in here. Let me see, how is this looking? I'm just worried it's not in focus. Let me go check that. No, it looks good. Okay. Let's get my controller out. Get this.
Welcome to Open Team.
And some safety goggles. Our safety glasses. Because you can never be too safe. Yeah. This on, I'm just going to confirm that switches are disabled. Yep. And that's powered on. Of course, you're going to see the glare a bit. It's kind of hard to get this fully on there. Oh, come on. One of the difficult things I gotta do. Okay, there. Yeah, that keeps this thing from coming off. Yeah, I should be able to drag it around. Oops. We can test the weapon now. I don't remember the switches. Let me go through my mixer. I forgot the controls. No, that's not it. Okay. I hope it's jumping a bit. You remove that glare. Let's turn this off. You can still see that. Yeah, there, that's better. So that's one direction. Switch in the other direction. Oh, this is what's traffic. I don't know why this is jumping so much. I think it's because the floor is kind of uneven. Let me flip it. Upside down. That's better. But let me properly get this. Route the controller backwards now. There we go. And then I don't think you can hear the humming because I have like a filter on there that'll prevent any background noise on, but it's humming. And other direction. That's good. Let's also push it a bit. And that'll be it for the stats. So I'm gonna switch into manual, and then I can adjust it with a knob here. Okay. Oh, it sounds really mean. Okay. Now I'm gonna slow it down. Sweet. Well, there we go. That concludes the upgrade. Whole bot works. Except I still need to get that aluminum hub motor working. So now I got the plastic part in there. Let's drive it back. Oh, I can switch it to one stick. Oh, I'm not really used to that. Yeah. Let's turn it off. Now, when I did that final spin-up test, I brought it to a throttle limit that was with the old battery. It started struggling. Like you could hear the motor wind down a bit, and it got past that. I don't know if you're able to hear that, but I doubt it. But yeah, it's going. Yeah, this thing is almost done. I just gotta get that hub working, because the other one I got machined wasn't that well. Where is it? This one here. Maybe I'll get another one machined. We'll see. But yeah, that's okay, paper shredder. Let me turn on this light. And take away this box. Yep. Well, I guess before I end it though, I guess I can share how or what the progress is on my Beetle, if you'd like to see. So let me go grab that. Also, let me turn off this controller. Okay, so this is the current status of the Beetle. Yeah, it looks kind of bare because I'm transferring some parts over to the new frame. I don't know why there's heatsink there, but it's there. So this is like the initial prototype. I was just testing the drive mainly in this design. And the drive performed pretty well. There were definitely, though, some issues which were belt tension, but I have my fix here, which are, I machined these brass belt tensioners, so they clip on like that, basically. Actually, no, not that direction. And they keep the belt nice and tensioned. So those seem to be working really nicely. So I started working on the second prototype of this thing. And the second prototype will be focusing on getting the ring to spin perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm using a 4-in-1 ESC. It's so overkill because initially with this first prototype I was using a 12 amp 4S ESC and that was terrible. It overheated like crazy, it struggled, so this one is a 60 amp 4-in-1 ESC. And that should definitely get the job done just for drive. Yep. And then eventually I'll put these ESCs in there, which will go on where the motor goes in there, but that was for this main prototype. So let me get the second one I'm working on. Okay, here's the second one I'm working on. So this version focuses on mainly getting the ring to spin nicely and smoothly. It is using so I cut these out of acrylic and they're not that rigid, so there's also that issue. The final version will be carbon fiber. Not sure if it's seen in the animations or see what I posted on Instagram. But yeah, that's this. It does spin okay. It's not the best. It used to spin really smoothly until I added the center gear in here. I don't know if you can see those teeth. So I gotta figure that out. And then let's see. Also, I just have one motor in here. But I think the next thing I need to do is figure out how to CNC cut this blue ring from a piece of aluminum, and that's going to be hard. So let me find that stock I have. I have it laying around here. Because this is going to be crazy if I could do it. If not, I'm going to unfortunately have to outsource it, which is going to be pretty pricey. So I'm hoping I could do this myself. Let me go grab the stock. So I have this giant chunk of aluminum, and I'm going to try to machine it with my hobby CNC. We'll see. It's going to take a long time, but I'm slowly figuring that out. I forget what thickness this is at. Let me go back. Do I have calipers? Yes, I do. Let's see. It's in metric right now. It's almost 9.75 millimeters. Some inches, fractions. Don't look right. I don't know. But yeah, I gotta. Let's see if I could cut this out from from this thing. So this is gonna be a real challenge. Yeah, so this is gonna be 1/2 of this blue ring. This ring splits in half. So you can see there's a seam here. I printed this thing wrong, so the holes are in the wrong area, but this is a prototype. But yeah, this is gonna be really this is going to be the deciding factor if this ring system's going to work, because this is completely different from my other ring spinners. And I've already tested 2 types of ring motion systems, which is first one in the original Roomba is just having a bearing gliding along like a groove. The other one is a V-ring or a V-wheel bearing or ring system, which is using 3 V-wheels and having a, let's see, like a metal center going around it. And that's in my 150 gram version. So this one's different. I'm not sure if you've heard of the BattleBot Ringmaster. This is where I mainly got the idea from. This is, the ring here has a 45-degree angle in it. And the bearings are also at a 45-degree angle. So that should support it, and I'm hoping be more efficient. But we'll see. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to come up with a different ring design. So this whole thing, this whole bot is just so much I gotta do. So that's the current progress on this bot. But yeah, hopefully I do want to stream again when I'm working on this thing. Not sure when, because I'll be pretty busy the next couple weeks. So we'll see. But I already have the new version of the tripods printed. So I think I could stream that as well, just transferring all the electronics over, all this stuff into this frame. So that'll be that. But yeah, I guess this concludes the stream. Hope all of you enjoyed this, because this is something I'll try. So also these are the batteries. I'm using these would be put in 4S configuration, but yeah. So, hope you enjoyed. I think I'm going to end the stream here, so yeah. Oh, thank you for watching. I'll be ending it here then. There we go, and end it.